I am Casey Valentine Steffen, and I'm the CHW supervisor for Haywood, Jackson, and Transylvania. Every month it's a different story, and every county has their own successes and struggles. We had a pop-up play date in Haywood County that we partnered with some local therapy services. Now we're talking therapy services. They do OT and speech therapy, and they go into the home and do home visits. And so we worked together for a couple of years, and one of the speech therapists was like, how about we have this pop-up play date, and you can bring community health workers. And one of the things is that we want to work around COVID response. And so really curious as to how COVID has impacted these families. We wanted to make sure that people were still accessing their pediatrician for their well child check, make sure they were going to the dentist, make sure that they had access to, parents as teachers and other organizations that are working with these parents. And of course, COVID vaccinations being the center of conversations and how parents felt about that. And one of the things that happened, all the parents are sitting around. We're outside, we're safe, we're socially distanced, blowing bubbles and stuff. And some of the parents were sitting there talking about their mental health and how they needed those pop-up play dates to bring them out and to get them started again. And some of the parents were crying because they were worried about their kids and the social impacts of that and what COVID has impacted them. And then we looked over and all the kids were playing together. And it was kind of like this moment of okay, maybe we need mental health sources for these parents. There's going to be a lot of work to do around these things that have happened in these families, what we missed out on, and what we need going forward.
My name is Kim Akbar, and I'm with Verner Center for Early Learning. I'm their URSA coordinator, which is enrollment and recruitment. It's really been great to partner with Unete. It's one of Verner's goals to just have immersion into the community. So especially getting some of that Hispanic and Latin community involved, because Verner's a safe place for, Hispanic families and anybody with an immigration vulnerability. So Unete has really been so accessible and so hosting to Verner. So it's been invaluable that we've been able to have monthly meetings here where families can come in and apply and get COVID-19 tests if they need them. It's just such an accessible resource. It's been just amazing.
Hello, my name is Brandon Oliver, and I represent the Buncombe County team of Unete. Just had one yesterday. Haven't even shared it with my team yet. About 2 months ago, we were out canvassing in a predominantly Black area of town. Stopped and I talked to this guy who was out during the daytime doing things that people in those communities do during the daytime. But he took time to talk to me. And I gave him the flyer, and he was very appreciative. And he said, his sister had been sick, but they don't have insurance, and they don't have internet access, so they didn't get any of the free tests. And I said, well, my man, I have some tests right here. I just need a little bit of information. He's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. So we filled out the forms, and I gave them to him and everything. He said, he saw me in the store 2 days ago. 2 days ago, this guy came up to me, and I wasn't really sure who he was, but he's like, hey man, you came over and you talked to me, and you got me some tests and everything. I was like, yeah man, how's it going? He's like, come to find out, my sister, my daughter, my mom, and my brother all tested positive. And we found that out through your test. So we were able to go get the help that we needed. And he said, and also because of the resources that he had looked on the thing, they were able to get some food because they hadn't been able to go to work for 10 days because they were COVID positive. And so just the way he approached me, the joy that was exploding from him, it's like he had been waiting to see me somewhere, and he just unloaded, and it really made my heart, because I was just doing my job, but that reinforced how powerful our job is and how it's changing. He said that although he lives there with them, he tested negative. And I said, see, dude, it's incredible. And I was like, but your test, let you know. And he said, yeah. And he's like, man, I just want to thank you. And if you ever need any help in the community when you come back through, please come see me. I said, awesome, sir, thank you.
We hosted an event for our LGBTQ plus community in Jackson County. We also have been so intentional in outreaching our Eastern European communities, especially during these challenging times. And it was an amazing experience to see how they open up through food distributions, where we had our interpreter celebrate having an Ukrainian and Russian, two men smiling and thanking us for being there and having interpreters in their native languages. It's just an amazing experience. It was just very moving to see, once that we overcome the language barrier, how easier it is to people to open and be willing to be served. We also have presence from our Eastern European families. Was the celebration of all children that happened in Buncombe County, and was our first event from this series of planning wellness events, where we have vaccination clinics, but embedded in an atmosphere of celebration. This one was about all children. We borrowed this tradition from Latin American countries, and we have over 550 people. We distributed more than 600 taquitos dorados and 45 pizzas. 27 organizations partnered with us. We have vendors that they were amazing. The weather was amazing. The volunteers, we had Latino youth volunteering from middle school, high school, from the group Manos, and we have the Mujer a Mujer. They volunteered all day and took care of all the food needs, from diapers to healthy recipes, fresh fruits, information, books. We have the library, the literacy together. We appreciate Hola Carolina and AmeriHealth Caritas, as well as Healthier Together, for their support. So proud of the community health workers outreach and how we are doing our best to include everybody.